Have you ever wondered why one of the most iconic video game franchises, FIFA, was suddenly put to rest by EA? What could have caused the end of a partnership that spanned decades, bringing millions of players together on virtual football fields? Few video games in the sports genre are as respected and well-known as FIFA. Millions of players around the world fell in love with the series, which dominated the market for more than 30 years. FIFA evolved from a game to a cultural phenomenon. Its combination of accessibility, realism, and genuine depiction of international football leagues made it more than just entertainment. It became an integral aspect of the game. But then the unimaginable occurred. The franchise's creator, EA Sports, chose to break off relations with FIFA, the football governing organization, and rename the series EA Sports FC. At first look, this action seems confusing and perhaps risky for a game that is so closely associated with its name. Why give up on a successful venture that has generated billions of dollars in revenue? We must examine the history of FIFA, the financial aspects of sports gaming, and the measured risks EA took in redesigning its flagship game in order to comprehend this profound change. The FIFA franchise's ascent. The FIFA series began in 1993 when EA signed a licensing agreement with FIFA to develop a video game about football. The initiative was originally called Team USA Soccer, but it was then renamed FIFA International Soccer, indicating an ambitious goal to reach a worldwide audience. Internally, EA was viewed with suspicion at the time, as football gaming was still in its infancy. It was thought to be challenging to turn football's intricate techniques and fluid gameplay into an entertaining video game. Notwithstanding these reservations, EA gave the project to a tiny, low-budget, London-based team. The coders put in a lot of work. Some team members worked 16-hour days. When the game came out in December 1993, their hard work had paid off. With its 2D gameplay, generic players, and pixelated visuals, FIFA International Soccer was outdated by today's standards. But it had one advantage over its rivals: the legitimacy of the FIFA name. The game outsold competitors and dominated the gaming rankings in the weeks after its debut, demonstrating its overwhelming success. This popularity was a result of branding as much as gaming. The game's authenticity was enhanced by EA's collaboration with FIFA, which appealed to football aficionados all around the world. Gamers experienced a realistic simulation of their favorite sport for the first time. The age of competition, Pro Evolution Soccer versus FIFA. As FIFA gained popularity, rivals appeared. Pro Evolution Soccer from Konami was the most notable of them. The two franchises had a bitter rivalry in the late 1990s and early 2000s. PAS developed a devoted following by providing complex, strategic gameplay that many reviewers thought was better than FIFA. Purists who valued the game's emphasis on strategy and realism found PS appealing. But in the middle of the 2000s, things started to change. Developers were able to produce graphics that were more realistic thanks to advancements in gaming hardware. Gamers insisted on games that replicated the actual sport, complete with players, official teams, and stadiums. By actively seeking license agreements with leagues, clubs, and players' associations, EA took advantage of this change. Players were able to take control of Lionel Messi in a fully rendered Camp Nou stadium thanks to FIFA. But PS battled with generic titles like Man Red for Manchester United or Rekordmeister for Bayern Munich. This realism changed everything. Football has been linked with the FIFA series, which has become a cultural landmark. Introducing Ultimate Team, an innovation worth billions of dollars. Ultimate Team, a game mode that will revolutionize sports gaming, was released by EA in 2009. It started out as a downloadable add-on that let users create their own teams by gathering virtual cards that represented actual players. These cards could be bought with actual money or obtained through gameplay. The trend swiftly gained popularity by capitalizing on the compulsive allure of collected goods. FIFA was converted by Ultimate Team into a continuous service rather than just a game. In addition to spending hours playing games, players also managed their teams, traded players, and participated in online competitions. By 2022, about half of EA's FIFA franchise earnings came from Ultimate Team. With microtransactions bringing in billions of dollars a year, it was a golden goose for EA. In contrast, PES found it difficult to duplicate Ultimate Team's achievements. Even when Konami added comparable features, FIFA's version was more appealing. Who would want to collect virtual cards of Roberto Lacos and Naldarinho rather than Neymar and Roberto Carlos? The licensing web, the real benefit of EA. EA's vast network of licensing agreements was a major contributor to its confidence. In the beginning, the FIFA brand gave the game more legitimacy, but by 2022, the real players, teams, stadiums, and leagues were what gave the game its actual worth. These components were obtained through different agreements with leagues, clubs, and players' unions, and were not included in EA's agreement with FIFA. EA had painstakingly created a network of licensing over decades that would be difficult for rivals to match. For instance, EA cited provisions in his club's contract with the league that granted those rights when Zlatan Ibrahimovic objected to being added to FIFA without his permission. Likewise, as part of the Premier League's licensing agreement, every player in the league consents to play in EA's games. This complex system produces a network effect, guaranteeing that leagues, teams, and sponsors stay faithful to EA by giving them visibility from the game's enormous viewership. A rival would have to invest billions to obtain comparable rights in order to match EA's authenticity, which is an intimidating idea. The repercussions, FIFA's challenges, and EA's success. Following the split, FIFA president Gianni Infantino promised FIFA 24, a rival game that the organization would develop. The release date was moved to FIFA 25 due to the project's severe delays. This delay highlights how difficult it will be for FIFA to duplicate EA's success. A new FIFA game wouldn't have the realism that made the franchise great if it didn't have access to the players, teams, and leagues that fans like. In the meantime, EA introduced EA Sports FC to great praise. The game's substance stayed mostly the same, despite some fans complaining that the FIFA name was no longer used. International superstars like Kylian Mbappé, the Premier League, and La Liga were all still in place. EA's choice to discontinue FIFA seems like a brilliant move in retrospect. The business kept the aspects of the game that made it a worldwide sensation while shedding the financial strain of its collaboration with FIFA. FIFA's restrictions were lifted, giving EA the freedom to develop and broaden its product line. Economic and cultural impact. The EA FIFA split reflects the changing dynamics in the gaming and sports sectors and is more than just a commercial story. FIFA's brand name was extremely powerful for decades, but in the internet age, content has taken center stage. The experience and genuineness of the goods are more important to gamers than the box's logo. The breakup also demonstrates how video games are becoming more and more ingrained in sports culture. Nowadays, playing virtual football in games like EA Sports FC is more popular than watching real games. The way leagues, clubs, and sponsors interact with fans will be significantly impacted by this trend. Participating in EA's game is now essential to staying relevant, not merely a perk. The path forward. The destinies of EA and FIFA are still up in the air as they pursue different directions. EA seems poised to maintain its hegemony, but it needs to make sure that EA Sports FC maintains the enchantment that made FIFA a household name. This entails upholding its license contracts, developing fresh features, and paying attention to player input. FIFA faces a more difficult task. Although it has the means and influence to develop a competing game, it will have a difficult time persuading players to stop playing EA Sports FC. A new FIFA game runs the danger of being perceived as a subpar product if it lacks the licenses that give the game reality. Although it was a risk, EA's choice to discontinue FIFA seems to have paid off. EA now has the autonomy to choose its own path while keeping the essential components that contribute to the success of its game since splitting from FIFA. The rift has revealed FIFA's brand strength limitations in the gaming industry. Although FIFA's legacy may endure, EA Sports FC is currently positioned to rule the virtual field. Is FIFA's dominance in gaming coming to an end, or can it rise to the occasion? Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss an exciting update on all things gaming. Join the community and stay tuned for more insightful videos like this one.